from Harris Field, we present Belmont High School football. I am Aram Parnagian. I'm joined by Isaac Meretta. We welcome our viewers watching live and on demand in Belmont, around the country, and around the world. Today's coverage is being brought to you by Belmont Media Center, our staff and volunteers, Belmont High School students and parents. Belmont High School Sports TV can be seen in Belmont on Belmont Media Center Public TV, Channel 9 on Comcast, and Channel 27 on Verizon, or watch from anywhere on the web at belmontmedia.org/public TV and on Apple TV. Belmont High School Sports TV depends on volunteers, so if you'd like to join the crew for a game or two, please call Belmont Media Center at 617-484-2443 and or send an email to Jeremy Mayserve at jeremy@belmontmedia.org.
Yeah, big game here today, week 1. You want to start your season off right, just about ready to kick it off.
Casey Regan back to kick it off. Bit of a low-driven kick, fielded at the 10-yard line. Waltham takes it up the middle, cuts through a few guys, and makes it to the 35-yard line. And that is where Waltham is going to start off.
Yeah, Waltham coming out on offense. I think what you want to see from this Belmont defense, you want to see strong tackling, because even as we saw just on that kickoff, the tackling can be rough on this team at times, and I think we saw that in the defeats last year. I need a stronger tackling game this year for Belmont.
It is certainly going to be tough for Belmont as Waltham brings back over 12 returners who played valuable varsity snaps. As it is 1st and 10 for Waltham on their own 34-yard line. Waltham lines up in the empty backfield. Waltham with some misdirection here. Handoff up the middle and brought down for a short gain.
Yeah, Belmont defensively, you see Waltham running it right up the tackles. Belmont's defensive line, I'd say it's pretty good. That's where the tackling is really going to come into play, though, because they get the running back in a position where he should go down, and Belmont was able to get him there. It's a good start.
Belmont is going to have to make sure that Waltham does not break through that defensive line, because at times last year we saw teams break through that defensive line and they were off to the races. As 2nd and 7 here for Waltham. Running back in motion. Snap, handoff again. Up the middle. He breaks a few tackles and he's off to the races. He's at the 35, 30, 25. And brought down inside Belmont's red zone.
Yeah, that's what you were hoping to avoid. The big play for Waltham right away on their 2nd snap of the season. Just good blocking from Waltham there. Belmont was not able to get anywhere close to the running back on that one. And you just got to limit the big plays if you're Belmont. You can't have that to start a game.
As Waltham in great field position here, just outside Belmont's red zone on their 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for Waltham.
You got to hope to limit them to 3 here. You don't want to give up a touchdown and give your offense a bad starting point to this one.
Wide receiver in motion, jet sweep. He sees a hole. Breaks a few tackles. He's still going. Brought down near the 5-yard line.
Yeah, good play there by Waltham. They go to the jet touch pass over near the corner. And you can see that they're trying to get to the outside on this Belmont team because they're targeting one-on-one matchups. They're getting good blocks out in front. And they're just getting enough space where they can really not have to worry about a TFL and just keep on running.
Something Belmont really wants to avoid is the early touchdowns. At times last year, they would get down early and they would just beat themselves up. As 1st and goal for Waltham inside Belmont's 6-yard line. Takes snap, fakes the handoff, has a man. It was in the hands of Bobby Mendez, the junior for Waltham. Had a touchdown, unable to connect.
Yeah, Waltham was able to get an open man there. He was working on Pat McKinnon, and that one just sailed right through the wide receiver's hands. I mean, that's Belmont getting lucky a little bit, but you want to start establishing the pass coverage as a real threat and force Waltham to run the ball.
2nd and goal for Waltham here. Just over 2 minutes into this game. Wide receiver in motion. Oh, looking for the jet sweep there, but they ran into each other. Belmont with another lucky break there.
Yeah, that's just a busted play. They tried going right back to the jet touch pass, as we saw a couple of plays ago, trying to go over to the left side, and bad snap, bad formation, whatever it was. Belmont's now got a chance to get off the field with only 3.
As 3rd and goal comes up for Waltham on Belmont's 10-yard line there, a loss of 4 on the play. Wide receiver in motion. Takes a snap, looking to throw. Rolls out to his left, looking. Throws it up in the end zone. It is caught, but will it be a touchdown? Incomplete, they say.
Yeah, wow, that was a really excellent play by Waltham's quarterback, able to get away from the pressure. He put up a pretty good ball, but it must have been just outside of the boundary. And it looks like they will send on the field goal unit here. So good job by Belmont's defense.
In high school, you only need to get 1 foot down. Really heads-up play there by Belmont, pushing him out of bounds, make sure he didn't get a foot down. As out comes the field goal unit for Waltham. It's looking to be a 25-yard field goal.
Yeah, watch out for the block here. See if Belmont can get pressure on the kicker.
Low snap. Oh, the snap was mishandled. Waltham's going to try to take it themselves. And a tackle by Demir Neal. And just like that, Belmont's going to get off the field with no points given up.
And that's why you got to force the field goal unit on the field, because things like that can happen, especially in high school football. A good job to rally to the kicker, just like I said. And then Neal finishing off the tackle. That's a great play.
As we are 3 minutes into this first quarter, and for the first time this year, we are going to get to see this Belmont offense.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Belmont plays offensively this year, because last year they did not really have a real quarterback. They had Wyatt Scalfani, the senior now in college, who was playing quarterback most of the season, and he wasn't a quarterback. But now Belmont has a full season to prepare and see if they can have more success.
And the senior Kyle Curtis behind to take the snap. And an early timeout from Belmont there. Just some miscommunication between the coaches and players.
Yeah, we saw Kyle Curtis line up at quarterback there. I think we expected to see Casey Regan at quarterback, but Kyle Curtis, he got minutes early last year, kind of in place of injuries. But if he's going to be the quarterback, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Casey Regan.
Indeed, there was a bit of a quarterback competition in camp. Looks like Kyle Curtis won it out here. Let's see what he's going to do.
Yeah, and we might see multiple quarterbacks in this game. I'd assume that they might give Casey Regan some spots at quarterback, even if it's just in a wildcat formation. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see for sure.
And back comes out the Belmont offense here. Attempt number 2.
It's going to be Regan in at quarterback now. Oh, I know Curtis is back in now. He motioned out.
Attempting some fake snaps here, trying to get the defense to jump. High snap. Toss out to the running back. He's got some open field. That was Amir Molino there for the modest gain.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of that from Belmont last season, trying to get to the outside with Molina, who is pretty fast guy, so if they can get blocks for him, that could turn into a big play. A lot of running the ball from Belmont last season. I think we needed some passes here to see how confident they are with the passing game.
Yes, Belmont trying to establish the run to open up the pass here. As the referees are spotting. And there was a flag on the play, holding on Belmont.
Yeah, I guess they called a holding on that toss to the outside. That's going to push Belmont back. Can't have penalties, especially when you're back here in your own territory, so it's going to take some guts to get out of the red zone.
Line up in a double running backfield. Handoff. Toss to Regan. And he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And one of the things to look out for is this offensive line. They have a freshman at center, Asher Cohen, not deep at the O-line position. So if a couple of injuries start to accumulate, Belmont could be in big trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting to see the lack of experience at offensive line. You got a TFL there on the toss out, and then you got the holding call on the play before, so not a great start for Belmont's O-line.
As 2nd and 20 for Belmont on their own 4-yard line. Curtis takes a snap, looks to throw, and almost intercepted by Waltham.
Yeah, that one should have been picked. That would have been going back for a touchdown. You want to see Curtis avoid those type of dangerous plays because you got to stay on the field. Belmont struggled to do that last season, and I mean, if you're going to turn the ball over, you especially can't do it when you're back inside of your own 5-yard line. So got to be better.
Yeah, another part that Belmont struggled last year was the possession game and the field position game. They really would be in situations like this last year, punt off and then give the opposing team's offense great field position. As 3rd and 20 for Belmont. High snap, goes over the quarterback's head, and Kyle Curtis just falls on it. As we're going to take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, that's going to be a safety, make it 2-0. The inexperienced O-line, the center snaps it right over the head. And then Curtis, good job to just fall on the football to avoid a touchdown, but right away, Belmont's struggles from last year are starting to reappear in this one.
Yeah, the heads-up play by Kyle Curtis to avoid giving up the touchdown, just falls on it. As Belmont is down 2-0 here early.
Yeah, and we just talked about the field position. Belmont's going to have to punt this one right back, already trailing. There's been points where I don't think this defense was necessarily bad, and then you look up and there's 40 points on the board and you say what happened. But it's just the field position, and they're not giving the defense in position to win. And now they're already punting this football back while trailing, while the defense didn't give up any points.
As there is 7 minutes and 51 seconds left in the first quarter here at Harris Field. And out comes Belmont's punting unit. Punting it away is Casey Regan, Belmont's Middlesex League All-Star from last year. Hopefully giving it a big boot to set up the Belmont defense in a good position. For the second time today, Belmont's going to kick it off to Waltham. Fielded on Waltham's 35-yard line. And the returner able to get an 8-yard gain. And the Waltham offense sets up on their own 48-yard line.
Belmont's defense getting back out here. You got to get this ball right back in the offense hands because you don't want to get down by 2 scores in the first quarter of this one, which happened all too much last season. You got to find a way to get off the field and get a stop.
It's 1st and 10 for Waltham here. For Waltham, really having success last drive running the ball. Once they turned to the passing game, they had some troubles there in the red zone. Running back in motion. Looking to throw, going deep. And incomplete for Waltham.
Yeah, he was looking deep for Delvin Harris there, who was working on the sophomore Malcolm Ware. And that was just a bad throw. He looked like he had separation, but Belmont's defense able to survive to live another down.
As 2nd and 10 is coming up for Waltham here on their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, watch for the run here. You saw the first play pass. Success on the run on the first drive. I'd expect to see another one here.
Handoff up the middle for Waltham. Running back bounces it outside, but stopped. And pushed back to the line of scrimmage. Tackled by number 4, Elijah Pierre.
Yeah, Elijah Pierre is one of the best players on this team. He can do it both ways at receiver, and you saw him at cornerback making the tackle there. Got him at 3rd down now. This is a great opportunity to get off the field. You cannot give up the big play.
3rd and 9 for Waltham here with 7 minutes left in this first quarter. High snap. Handoff. Tries to bounce it outside. Looked like there was a tackle. Goes the other way. He has some open field. Tackle by number 2, Patrick McKinnon, the junior.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a man down for Belmont. That's Elijah Pierre, just made the great play one play ago.
Yeah, we saw Belmont get to the running back behind the line of scrimmage. He broke a tackle, was going the other way, had some open field. Patrick McKinnon making the heads-up play there. And up comes the 4th down for Waltham.
Yeah, more of the tackling problems on that play. You almost gave up a 1st down when you had him dead to rights way behind the line. Definitely got to be better on that one, but still, it's a good defensive stand. I wonder if they may go for it here.
As we have just about played or halfway through the first quarter here at Harris Field. Looks like it is Elijah Pierre down on the field receiving medical attention.
You got to find a way to keep this game close. You don't want to go down 2 scores in the first quarter, and you don't want to go down 2 scores in the game. If you can keep it within a touchdown or a field goal and you go into the 4th quarter, then I think we feel pretty good.
As Elijah Pierre able to get up and walk off the field. It's a good sign. You hate to see a player go down this early into the season.
Yeah, hopefully Pierre is all right. He's one of the most important players on this Belmont team, and looks like they are going for it.
Yeah, Waltham looking to set the tone here early. They could also be trying to get Belmont to jump off sides. Oh. Flag on the play.
Looks like offsides on Belmont, and that might give them a 1st down.
Still 4th down, but
yeah, that's interesting. They did spot it a yard short. It was listed as 4th and 5. 5-yard penalty, they're still short, so 4th and 1. Now they're definitely going to go for it. Belmont's got to bear down defensively.
4th and 1 here for Waltham on Belmont's 44-yard line. Waltham with their heavy formation here. High snap. And Belmont all over it. Waltham able to break a couple of tackles, and it's going to be close.
Yeah, they're going to mark them a couple of yards short. That was a great play by Belmont tackling. They just got a bunch of bodies to the ball. Again, missing the first tackle, but when you have enough guys that can rally to the football and be fast, you're able to make the tackle. Belmont's going to get the turnover on downs and take over on offense.
As it is 1st and 10 for Belmont on their own 44-yard line. So we're going to get another chance to see this Belmont offense tonight.
Yeah, definitely want to build on that first drive, which was really a disaster for Belmont. You started inside your own 10-yard line and you only went backwards, leading to a safety. Now you're getting the ball in pretty good field position. Got to get points here and maybe take the lead.
We have just under 6 minutes left to play here in the first quarter at Harris Field. Waltham with the early 2-0 lead. Kyle Curtis sets up with Molino on his left. Bit of a high snap. Curtis going to roll out. Looking to throw, has a man downfield. That is number 10, Christopher Clark, the sophomore, who is Coach Clark's son, the tight end. And just like that, the Belmont offense is starting to move.
Yeah, Trey Clark with the play over on the sideline. That was a pretty good play by Kyle Curtis. He just lofted that one out. And then Clark was able to make the play. It's interesting because you thought maybe his main contributions would be at running back. He's already making an impact in the receiving game.
2nd and 3 for Belmont in Waltham territory. 2 running backs in the backfield. Toss to Molino. And Waltham is going to meet him behind in the backfield.
Yeah, maybe you want to go away from the toss here because it looks like Waltham has been ready for it. They're getting through the blocks of the right tackle. So I want to see an inside zone if you're going to run the football, maybe a dive. But 3rd down and short, this is probably 4-down territory. So you give it 2 shots, maybe throw the ball twice.
3rd and 5 for Belmont, back in their own territory. This is a big 3rd down to set some momentum here for Belmont.
Got to avoid the negative play here. You don't want to give yourself no shot at a 4th down.
Regan and Molino in the backfield. Handoff to Regan up the middle. And once again, met at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they did try the middle there, and again, Waltham was able to hold tall. We'll see if Belmont does stay on the field here. By the looks of it, they are.
Punt, and just like that, out comes the punting unit.
Yeah, Kyle Curtis went over to check the play. He was told punt. He comes off the field, and now Belmont hoping to get good field position on their defensive side with a good punt.
4th and 4 on their own 50-yard line. Belmont elects to punt. Looks like it's going to be Ronan Kelleher, the freshman, back to punt here. Clean snap. Flag thrown already. As that ball died at the 30 and then rolled for an extra 10 yards. But there was a flag on the play, so all start on Belmont. That is the 3rd penalty already for this Belmont team.
Yeah, I'd assume Waltham's just going to accept or decline this penalty and get this football right back. Pretty solid punt. Your defense has a pretty standard chance to go make it right because the offense has not been able to score on their first 2 drives. You're going to have to get points in this game. We know that already, and the defense has been doing a solid job so far. It's up to the offense to pay the dividends.
As it looks like they are going to redo the punt. Waltham here taking a shot, hoping that they get here a lucky bounce and some better field position. So now it is 4th and 9 for Belmont here on their own 45-yard line with 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in this first quarter here at Harris Field.
Yeah, their kick returns have looked good so far. Maybe they're hoping for a big return here.
Clean snap. Low kick. And it looks like it touched the Waltham player. And Belmont is going to come up with the ball. Number 7, Declan Doherty with the heads-up play. And just like that, Belmont is in Waltham territory.
Yeah, what are they going to rule here? Waltham's trying to say that that did not touch. And then it looks like it's going to be Waltham ball here. They ruled that did not touch the Waltham player. It looked like he was just positioned to block. He didn't see the ball coming.
Yeah, the ball bounced up and everyone thought it hit the Waltham player's foot. Looks like it was just an unlucky bounce for Belmont. And flag there, illegal touching. As Waltham sets up on their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10 here.
Yeah, Belmont, pretty good job defensively. They gave up the big run. Other than that, pretty clean. Again, you got to make these tackles because eventually it's going to burn you. If you miss a tackle, it could lead to a big play. So again, got to stay solid in the run game.
Running back in motion, takes the jet sweep. Gonna bounce it outside, and Casey Regan meets him in the backfield. Firing up the defense here.
Yeah, that was an excellent play by Regan, just flying across the field. And in one attempt, he takes the running back down. It's a great play by Regan. He can do it on both sides of the ball.
And this Belmont defense is getting pressure on Waltham here. Really seem to settle in, as it is 2nd and 10 for Waltham, 2nd and 11, excuse me, for Waltham on their own 30-yard line. As we just have just under 3 minutes left to play in this first quarter.
Yeah, seems like we've got a defensive game here, so it's going to come down to turnovers and who can win the field position battle. Can Belmont's defense force a turnover here or just get off the field?
Wide receiver in motion, seen that a lot from Waltham. Short bubble pass there. Unable to connect. And just like that, Waltham is in a 3rd and long scenario.
Yeah, that one just a little bit wide. Malcolm Ware was there anyway. Thought that might have been a backwards pass. They rule it was just an incompletion, and now 3rd down. And Belmont's pass defense comes into play here, you'd think.
Waltham really having the inability to pass today. They're gonna have to go long, or they might hit a short pass to set up the 4th down, but in your own territory, that is very dangerous.
Yeah, this is where you could get a turnover. See if they might just run this football out and try to get some field position back.
3rd and 11 for Waltham. Quarterback's gonna look to throw. Belmont's bringing the pressure. Forced to step up in the pocket, gonna try to take it himself. Picked up a good gain there. Number 8, the quarterback, Ryan Dragon.
Yeah, Belmont was able to get pressure there. And a great play by Dragon just to get to the outside and scramble it. And seems like some confusion on the sticks.
Yeah.
Might be 4th down here.
It's gonna be 4th down for Waltham, and they elect to punt. As we're gonna get a look at this Waltham punting unit for the first time today.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. They had just gone for about 10 yards closer to midfield on a 4th down, and now 4th and about a yard and a half, and they're just gonna punt it away.
And really, you've seen this Belmont offense have trouble moving the ball down the field today. As it is 4th and 2 for Waltham on their own 39-yard line. Belmont looking for the pump block.
Casey Regan back deep for Belmont.
Low snap. Able to field it cleanly. And that ball is going to travel out of bounds.
Yeah, not a great punt at all there. That'll lead to some great field position for Belmont. It feels like they just need one play because the offense has been really stagnant, not able to get positive plays. I think their longest gain today was about 8 yards, so if you can just break one, take the lead, all of a sudden it's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, and it really feels like the game has been played in the middle of the field today. Waltham had that one long run early. Besides that, it's really just been a back and forth, the teams giving each other the ball. As it is 1st and 10 for Belmont on their own 38-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this first quarter.
Yeah, maybe a jet touch pass get to the outside. They've tried the HB toss today and it has not been successful when they've tried getting to the sidelines. So we'll see if anything's different here on this drive. It's a big one for Belmont.
Molino in the backfield behind Curtis. Takes the snap. And the ball looks like a miscommunication between Curtis and Amir Molino. Belmont falls on it though.
Yeah, just mistimed that one. He was maybe looking to pull it back. Running back thought it was his to take off, and ball just falls between them. Good job to get back on top of the football and avoid the turnover.
Yes, but that is a loss of 3 on the play. So it is 2nd and 13 for Belmont here, as the clock ticks under a minute and a half here at Harris Field on this cool summer evening. And it looks like we're gonna see Casey Regan take a snap here at quarterback. Running back on each of his sides. Fakes the handoff, gonna take it himself. Running right into the Waltham defense.
Yeah, that's what I think Waltham was expecting when they saw Regan come out and take the snap from the quarterback position. He has played running back in the past and been successful at it, so the option there, Regan elects to take off and doesn't get much.
Looks like they're gonna keep Regan at the quarterback here. So the clock's still ticking, just under 45 seconds left to play in this first half. Waltham with the lead, 2-0 on a safety early here, and ever since it's just been a back and forth affair.
Yeah, both these defenses have shown out today. And the safety, the difference in this one. Belmont looking to change that right here.
3rd and 12 for Belmont on their own 39-yard line. Regan looking to throw. Throws it short. Looking for Elijah Pierre. Unable to connect. Waltham was all over that pass, though.
Pierre back in the game after he was injured earlier. Belmont trying to get the ball in his hands. He is a playmaker. And the throw just wide from Kyle Curtis, so Belmont's gonna have to punt this ball away again.
It's 4th and 12 here for Belmont. And we get to see the punting unit again. No, there was a safety. Yeah.
Roden Keller on a punt it.
There's a big boot there. Waltham fields it on their own 30-yard line, breaks a couple of tackles, and pushed out of bounds by Amir Molino after a short gain for Waltham.
Yeah, Waltham getting this ball back. It feels like having the football has been a curse today for both these teams because it's just the safety that's the difference, and it feels like a turnover is looming. We just saw Belmont fumble. We saw a near turnover on a punt. As we're at the end of the first quarter here at 2-0.
As the clock shows zeros, 2-0 here at Harris Field. Belmont High School Sports TV depends on volunteers. So if you'd like to join the crew for a game or two, please call Belmont Media Center at 617-484-2443 or send an email to Jeremy Maserv at jeremy@belmontmedia.org.
Yeah, just a beautiful early fall night here. Belmont playing their first game of the season, and packed house here is a different energy. You feel like Belmont could go a long way with the win here today, start the season 1-0, and then go to the rest of the schedule feeling more confident about themselves.
Yeah. Coming off a 2-9 season, a really tough season, you saw a lot of injuries. Belmont again started this year with a lot of injuries. Star wide receiver Andre Chavushin is out for 3 to 4 weeks. He was a big deep ball threat, a jump man, tallest guy on the field. Belmont looking to recover as we are about to start the second quarter. As teams flip sides of the field, Waltham starts on their own 37-yard line. Handoff up the middle for Waltham, and met right at the line of scrimmage, number 54, David Maya.
Yeah, David Maya making the play there. He's been with this team for a couple of years now, and he's always been a great tackler up the middle, and Belmont able to force a nothing play to start this second quarter right.
Really a bright spot today has been this defense and this defensive line putting pressure on Waltham. As we are in the second quarter here at Harris Field, 2nd and 8 for Waltham. Again, go to that jet sweep, fake it though. Another run right up the middle. And right at the line to gain.
Yeah, great blocking there by Waltham. Running back was just able to go right behind his lineman, who was pushing Belmont all the way downfield. It's going to be 3rd and very short here.
And 3rd and 1 for Waltham here, as they're going to set up with 2 running backs in the backfield. You ought to think run here. High snap. QB takes it himself. Belmont sniffed it out, but not before Waltham gained a few, and it resets the chains.
Yeah, that was a great play by Waltham there. Belmont was fooled initially, thought that was just a straight handoff, and the quarterback able to take off for Waltham and just get enough for the first.
Patrick McKinnon there met him at the 48-yard line.
So new set of downs now. Belmont's defense, it's been pretty sticky. I mean, there's not been many easy first downs for Waltham. They've had to fight for every yard. Got to continue that here. Keep being patient.
10 minutes left to go here at Harris Field. 1st and 10 for Waltham on their own 48-yard line. Takes the handoff, fakes the handoff there. Had a man downfield, unable to connect.
Yeah, that's another overthrow and another tipped ball. If one of those can go Belmont's way, you're looking at a turnover. But the pass defense continues to be solid. It doesn't look like Waltham is going to have too much success throwing the ball here today.
And one thing you notice for the Belmont defense, you see the cornerbacks really playing off. Not really pressing up on Waltham. As 2nd and 10 for Waltham here on their own 48-yard line. QB looking to throw. Has a man, and once again slips through the hands. Waltham really unlucky today.
That's another tipped ball that just falls incomplete. Belmont's defense has been solid today, but it's proving that if you can stop the run on this Waltham offense, your defense is going to have a field day with this team, and that's exactly what they're having through a little over a quarter tonight.
3rd and 10 for Belmont here, looking to get off the field. Waltham lines up with 2 running backs in the backfield. They like to motion though. Waltham looking to throw. Looking downfield, has a man wide open! And a crusher for Belmont.
Regan there to make a strong tackle, but that's just a busted coverage. Kind of a wheel route ran by Waltham to get down the sideline, and Belmont's lucky that didn't turn into an easy touchdown.
Number 23 on Waltham, Ryan Ranucci, with the big pickup.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's going to hurt Belmont today is the big play, because we just talked about how good the pass coverage had been, and then you just leave a man wide open. There's no pass coverage, so you just gotta be better, gotta be more disciplined if you're Belmont.
And just like that, Waltham is in striking distance. 1st and 10 for Waltham on Belmont's 15-yard line. Takes the handoff up the middle. Belmont meets him, but not before he gets a few yards.
Yeah, solid tackle there. Waltham's going to try to keep running here until 3rd down, I would assume. So if you keep making these tackles, maybe you'll get another stop here in the red zone, just like we saw earlier in the game.
As we have played 3.5 minutes in this 2nd quarter, score is 2-0 in favor of Waltham, but they're looking to put more on the board. High snap, fakes the handoff, has a man wide open. Looks like they were gonna run a little bubble screen there, unable to connect.
Yeah, I think that at halftime, Belmont's gonna have to get to these wide receiver screens earlier because they've been getting lucky in this first half. There's been a lot of high throws to a wide open screen man, and Waltham's just missing them. So props to Belmont's defense for being in the right spot, but still, you gotta cover those screens a little quicker.
3rd and 7 for Waltham here. On Belmont's 12-yard line, we have 8 minutes left to play before halftime in a tightly contested contest. Takes a snap, rolls out. Belmont in the backfield, throws it up, and unable to connect as out comes the Waltham field goal unit, you presume. They've tried one earlier this game. Had a wayward snap, though.
Yeah, that was great defense by Belmont there. That's just a prayer ball thrown up by Waltham to the back of the end zone. They really had no shot at getting that through. Belmont just boxing out defensively, giving the receiver no shot.
4th and 7 for Waltham here on Belmont's 12-yard line, and they are gonna go for it. Wide receiver in motion. Timeout Waltham, their first of the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this decision by Waltham to go for it on 4th down. Maybe they have a lack of trust in their kicking unit after what happened earlier with the missed snap and then the tackle for a loss. Looks like they are going to keep on going for it even after this timeout. So Belmont's defense, you got to be tight, hold the 7 yards, and you can get the ball right back on offense.
And for Waltham, it's a low-risk scenario. You don't get the touchdown, you pin Belmont inside of their own 10-yard line. And we've seen that happen already once today, and Belmont gave up the safety.
Yeah, that's a great point. It feels like the field position is a deciding factor in this game. Because right now, with the way both offenses have looked, if you're going to start the drive at your own 10-yard line, I'm not that confident that you're going to go 90 yards and score. So this is a big play in this game. You still do not want to give up the touchdown by any means. Give your offense a shot, and what hopes to be still a 2-0 ball game.
As back out comes the Waltham offense here. 4th and 7 on Belmont's 12-yard line with 7 minutes and 58 seconds left to play in the second quarter. 2 running backs in the backfield. Handoff to the weak side. He has space, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Waltham. Number 4 for Waltham. Austin Vicente, the senior captain.
Yeah, by the first look to that one, I thought Belmont had him tied up, but Vicente just able to sprint to the outside and get to the pylon. Shows his speed, and you got to give props to that, but Belmont's defense does give up the touchdown, not what you wanted going into that drive.
Belmont had really bunched up on the right side of the field. So here comes the PAT. It is up, and it is no good. Looks like it went wide and didn't have a lot of distance on it. Had a lot of spin. And it is still a one-possession game for Belmont.
Yeah, I think Waltham might want to just go for the 2-point conversions from here on out because that kick did not look awfully close. Still an 8-0 game. You don't see a lot of football games like this where you start with the safety and then a missed extra point. Belmont maybe bailed out a little bit in this game by some Waltham mistakes, but you're still down 8-0 and you got to put something on the board.
As we're going to get another chance to see this Belmont offense, and you hope to see them at least build some momentum. Move the ball down the field, give their defense a break. Even though a lot of the Belmont players do play both sides of the field.
Both of the times that Waltham's been able to get into the red zone has been on a big play. You saw the little wheel route to the tight end on that last drive by Waltham that led to the touchdown. And then on their first drive that eventually led to 2 points, the big run. So it's the big play that's been owning this game. And the lack of offense, it feels like Belmont's going to need one of those for themselves.
And you see here Belmont returning. They are not very deep. They're lined up on their own 25-yard line. As Waltham's going to kick off for the first time today to Belmont. We have 7 minutes and 47 seconds left in the second quarter at Belmont at Harris Field. Oh, muff there. Belmont able to recover it. Casey Regan, he has a hole and he's off to the races. He's at the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. It's a foot race and he's gonna win it. Touchdown Marauders. And just like that, Belmont flips the script.
Yeah, Casey Regan, one of the best players on this Belmont team, showing his speed on that kick return. We talked about how Belmont needed a big play all game and didn't get much of that last season. Casey Regan able to flip the switch and take the kickoff all the way to the house.
And just like that, we have ourselves a game. Now, very interesting to see what Belmont does on the extra point attempt here. Are they gonna go for it? Are they gonna kick it?
Yeah, I think this has to be a 2-point try for Belmont. We have not seen the kicking unit yet for an extra point. But down by 2 points seems like the perfect time to go for 2 and tie this ball game up.
It looks like we're gonna see Kyle Curtis back at quarterback. Belmont really flip-flopping between Casey Regan, number 9, and Kyle Curtis, number 12, both senior captains.
Yeah, Casey Regan, that shows what you can get when you put one of your best players in the return game, just the kick return. Some of the tackling has been suspect for Waltham and Belmont today, and Regan's just able to get to the outside and he was gone.
Regan, an Old Middlesex County All-Star last year. Really Belmont's Mr. Do-It-All, as Belmont here with the 2-point attempt. And a flag on the play on Waltham here. Offsides for Waltham. And this 2-point attempt just got a little easier for Belmont.
Yeah, it's gonna bring him even closer. They should put that at the 1. And Belmont may be considering a run or even a QB sneak.
Seven minutes and 30 seconds left to play here in the second quarter at Harris Field. Belmont out to try the 2-point attempt. Regan in motion. Hand off to Curtis, rolls out to his right, looking, has a man, oh! And broken up by Waltham here as we're gonna take a look at the replay. Had number 4, Elijah Pierre, wide open. And number 17 for Waltham diving to make the stop and keeping this a 2-point game.
Yeah, that was an impressive defensive play by Waltham. It was a pretty good look. You had Pierre open for a moment and then Waltham just flying to the ball and knock it away. But still, a win on that drive without even touching the ball for a regular offensive down. So now a 2-point game again with 7.5 to go in this first half.
And now for Belmont, for the defense, can they sustain this momentum that the kick return unit has just given them? It's going to be the question here. As Casey Regan's going to kick it away to Waltham.
Yeah, Regan gonna kick this thing off, see if Belmont's defense might be motivated by seeing the other side of the ball score points. If his defense can get another stop, then I like Belmont's chances a lot more in this game, because if you can build back-to-back offensive drives in a short time span, maybe you can get multiple touchdown drives going if you can get this defensive stop.
As it is an 8-6 ball game here on a cool summer evening. Fall is approaching. Regan kicks it deep. Waltham fields it on their own 15-yard line, going up the middle. So they get a modest gain of about 20 yards, and Waltham sets up in pretty good position.
Yeah, strong tackle there by Belmont. We just saw how lethal the kick return can be. And now your defense gets a chance for redemption right here. We just saw the big play on the kick return. Maybe you can draw a turnover on this drive.
As Waltham sets up on their own 36-yard line. And Belmont's defense has been really good today, especially putting pressure on this Waltham run game and the quarterback.
Yeah, this is one of those games where the field position's gonna be as big as it gets. In this type of ball game, low scoring, the offense has not been able to do much for either side. Belmont's defense trying to keep that trend going right here.
Handoff for Waltham right up the middle. Has a bit of a hole, breaks a couple of tackles, and brought down short. About a 9-yard gain for Waltham.
Yeah, just short of the first down there. Belmont able to get bodies on the running back, but he just perseveres through. And the tackling continues to be an issue for Belmont on these early downs. Now it's 2nd and short. Feels like you just got to get to 3rd down if you're Belmont. Make them throw the ball, force them to go away from the run, which has been their most successful part of their offense today.
A 2nd and 1 for Waltham here on their own 46-yard line. As we are approaching the halfway point in this second quarter here at Harris Field. Running back in motion, high snap. Handoff up the middle. And the sticks reset for Waltham.
You can live with that if you're Belmont. 2nd and short, you'd figure they have 3 tries to go get a first down. They get it on the first try, but now, 2nd set of chains here. Belmont's defense has got to start forcing the negative plays and halting Waltham's offensive momentum.
As 1st and 10 for Waltham, now in Belmont territory on Belmont's 48-yard line, as we have reached the halfway point in this second quarter. 2 running backs in the backfield. Waltham looking to throw. Going over the middle of the field, and it is intercepted, Casey Regan. And he has some space in front of him, brings it to the 50-yard line. Waltham there looking to go over the middle of the field. Regan there reading the quarterback's eyes and able to pick that off.
Yeah, it's starting to turn into the Casey Regan game here against Waltham. He gets the kick return touchdown, and then he gets the interception on the next drive. We talked about he does it all. He really does, and Belmont does get the turnover they were looking for. Now they have great field position on offense.
So Belmont sets up on their own 49-yard line. And it looks like we're going to see Regan at quarterback here, sticking with the hot hand.
Yeah, you'd figure they might go to that. I wonder if they will just go to the run plays with him or if they'll let Regan throw it. He's proven before the season that he does have a great arm. Let's see if they let him use it here.
Regan lines up. Molino on one side, Melanson on the other. Handoff to Molino up the middle. He had a hole. He's going to break a few tackles, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's going to be a hold on Belmont. Pretty clear, even though Molino did have the good hole. It is going to be called back, but still, Belmont trying to continue with these positive plays, even if they are behind the sticks. It's just going to make it a bit harder.
For Belmont, we have seen this a few times. One of them leading to the safety there. Really have to stay out of these 1st and long, 2nd and long scenarios.
Yeah, we haven't seen a field goal or extra point yet in this game, so you wonder what the kicking range is going to be, but you are down by 2 points, so a field goal would give you the lead. So maybe not asking for you to go all the way to the end zone, which would be 61 yards away from here.
As that penalty pushes them back 10. 1st and 20 for Belmont here. Line up again in the 2 running back backfield. Handoff, this time to Melanson. And tripped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, James Melanson getting a touch right there, and Waltham just able to rally to the ball. So 2nd and long. It's going to be 2nd and about 20 now. Shows how the penalties can ruin a whole drive, but Belmont's just got to look to get some of this back on this play and make it a 3rd and manageable.
As we have just played over 7 minutes here in this second quarter, 4.5 minutes to go. Harris Field. And just for Belmont, this offense looking to get some positive yards. Again, going back to that 2 running back backfield with Melanson and Molino. Hand off to Melanson up the middle. Had a hole, but the Waltham Hawks get to him.
Yeah, now it's going to be 3rd and a mile here, way behind the sticks. I think you just got to look to avoid turning the ball over here, maybe take a short pass and see if you can get blockers downfield, but seems unlikely that you'd get the first down from 20 yards away.
And it looks like one of their linemen, looks like number 53, Deacon Marcero there, banged up and coming out of the game. One of the weak points depth-wise for Belmont is the offensive line. They do have a freshman playing at center, number 50, Asher Cohen. So it is 3rd and 20 for Belmont. Fakes the handoff to Melanson, throws it backwards to Molino. Able to get a few positive yards, but that's going to be about it, and we're going to see this punting unit for Belmont.
Yeah, you might be wondering, like, it's 3rd down and 20, why not take the deep shot? I think that's perfectly fine. You don't want to turn the ball over like Waltham just did. Keep some of the momentum alive for the offense, but that's a 3 and out, not what you wanted coming off the INT.
So we have just about 3 minutes left to go in this second quarter. 4th and 11 for Belmont there on their own 40-yard line. Bit of a low snap there. Rowan Kelleher able to get it off, and backspin. Put some backspin on that ball. Heads up play by Amir Molino there to stop it from going back into Belmont territory.
Yeah, Waltham was able to get pressure on the punter there, so I think that was just looking to avoid the punt block and get at least some yards back from the punt. So now Waltham's offense gets the field position, and it's back to Belmont's defense to get the stop.
Waltham set up with some prime field position here, starting on their own 47-yard line. So we have 2.5 minutes left to play here at Harris Field. And for Waltham, is really establishing the run. It has been the main success point for their offense today. Take the snap, and they hand it off up the middle. And they fall forward for a modest gain.
Waltham going right back to the 1st down run, which I think shows their confidence level between the run and the pass. They're going to keep running the football if they can. And now 2nd down and medium. This is an interesting play. Belmont's defense, if you can give them no gain or maybe even a TFL, then you're in a great position to get the stop and get right back on offense.
2nd and 7 for the Waltham Hawks here on the 50-yard line. We have just 2 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Take snap, going back to the run, up the middle, another modest gain, and up comes 3rd and short.
Yeah, big 3rd down now. With only just under 100 seconds left in this first half, you wonder if Waltham's in 4-down territory from here, which would mean they get two shots at about 3 yards. I'd expect them to run the ball, especially with that thinking.
And for Belmont, if they do get the stop, they do receive the ball to start the second half. So there's no need to rush it. Does also open up the 2-for-1 scenario as Waltham looking to throw here. Has a man down the field. Number 23 again. Almost connects with that wheel route.
Yeah, that's that same play. That's almost inexcusable from Belmont's defense. You were just looking to avoid the big play there, not get over aggressive and go down 2 scores at the half. Should have been an easy touchdown. It's just a miss from Waltham's quarterback. And Belmont's defense able to hold him to 4th down, but I'd assume that they would go for it from here.
As Belmont does use their 2nd timeout of the half. with just a minute left to play here in the second quarter. And really for this Belmont defense, it has been a lot of positives, a lot of improvement from last year. Not giving up as many big runs as they had beforehand. Really, that defensive line has stepped up for Belmont today.
Yeah, it's what we talked about earlier in the game, is that their defense is better than it looks. Like, you can give up points, and it's not necessarily the defense's fault like we saw with the safety. But yeah, they've looked very strong here today. Got to come through on this 4th down, though, and get a good ending to this first half.
4th and 3 for Waltham in Belmont territory on Belmont's 46-yard line here. Only 3 yards to gain. Belmont looking for a big stop here. Oh, and a punt. Surprised everyone, including us and Belmont. And a great punt for Waltham. It's rolling. That's going to be stopped inside of Belmont's 5-yard line.
Yeah, you saw the quarterback, or what we presumed was the quarterback, backing up just before the snap. That was a very tight space to be able to punt the ball, but maybe that quick motion enabled him to just punt the ball all the way inside the 5-yard line, which is essentially going to end this first half.
As Waltham pulls the sneakeroo, Belmont is in very difficult field position here with 47 seconds left to go. You would think just run the ball out, go see the second half, do not give up any points.
Yeah, especially they're going to mark this ball at the 2-yard line. You don't want a repeat of earlier. Got to have a good snap. Can't snap it over the quarterback's head. Just get the ball down, run the ball out, and end this first half in a 2-point game.
Belmont's offensive line has suffered an injury, though. Number 53, the senior, Deacon Marcero. Hopefully see him be able to come back into the game. It's 1st and 10 for Belmont on their own 2-yard line. And Belmont's going to use their 3rd timeout of the half. Look like Coach Joseph here is going to want to talk to his team, make sure they know the play.
Yeah, I'd say he's just locking in that they don't want to be over-aggressive here, don't want to be over-antsy and maybe fumble the ball. You just got to keep the ball down. I don't think they have enough space where they could just go down and kneel it from the 2-yard line, but you know Waltham's going to be looking for a turnover and a mistake from Belmont's offense.
Waltham does still have 2 timeouts, though. So Belmont is going to have to run, get the first down to shave off enough clock.
Yeah, that's a good point, because if you're going to be punting from your own end zone, you're risking a block and you're risking Waltham getting the ball pretty much in field goal range if you'd punt it from there. So, yeah, just need one play here, get a first down, and take us to the locker room.
As 1st and 10 for Belmont here. 47 ticks remain on the clock here. It's Belmont on their own 2-yard line, lining up in the power formation. Regan in the quarterback. As the toss, very risky. The toss to Melanson. And Waltham with their 2nd safety of the game.
And that was because of another bad snap by the freshman Asher Cohen. I think it fooled the quarterback. He was initially just going to give it a quick toss, but then Waltham was already there. And that's just giving up on that play because Waltham had him in the end zone. They had him dead to right because of a bad snap. So the lack of experience on the O-line is killing Belmont in this first half.
And you got to question the play call there. We have seen this toss not to be very effective today. Minimum getting a few yards. So doing it that deep in your own end zone was very risky.
Yeah, there's not really a middle ground for the toss. It's either going to be a big loss or a big run, because once you get your blockers downfield, it's pretty hard to stop. But clearly there were no blockers to be found for Belmont on that one. And 2 safeties in the first half. It feels like Belmont's lucky to be only down by 4.
As we have 42 seconds to go here at Harris Field in the second half. And for Belmont, it's just getting to halftime. As we see the 2nd safety punt here for Belmont.
Yeah, because in the long run, it's not detrimental for Belmont to go from down 2 to down by 4, because a touchdown still gives you the lead. It obviously does take out a field goal giving you the lead, but you're still in a pretty solid position going into the half, but we still have 42 seconds for Belmont to hold Waltham off the board as they get the ball back.
As Regan's back to kick here. Waltham respecting the deep kick, winding up on their own 30-yard line. That ball is off their way. Mishandled by Waltham. They're going to field it at their own 20-yard line. Tries to make a move, unable to. The junior, James Melanson, able to bring him down. Waltham sets up with decent field position.
Yeah, that's a big play right there, because you kick it off and Waltham gets it starting at like midfield. You'd think maybe you could get into short field goal range, which we've already seen has been a struggle for Waltham today. But now you're back at your own 30, 31-yard line, and it's going to be a lot tougher to get all the way down the field in just 31 seconds.
As 1st and 10 for Waltham here on their own 31-yard line. For Waltham, maybe they're just going to run this clock out, see out the half, or maybe they're going to try a couple of deep shots.
Yeah, Belmont's got to be able to avoid that, maybe send a couple safeties deep to watch out for the big play.
Waltham looking to throw here, the short pass. And able to pick up the first down. The clock is still running. Waltham calls the quick timeout. One more remaining for them in the first half.
Yeah, I think you can live with that if you're Belmont, because I'd say you're still about maybe 50 yards off of field goal range, because it has not looked very confident for Waltham in that unit today. But again, it's that little screen pass that Belmont has been unable to guard. As it's going to be 2nd down and short here.
Yeah. 2nd and inches for Waltham. With 17 seconds to go in this first half, only a 4-point game. 20 seconds, the referee is yelling to the play clock operator.
Yeah, put 20 seconds on the board. I'd say for Belmont, you don't want to go into prevent defense yet, because Waltham still does have a timeout and could go for a short pass, but just want to contain him. If it's going to be a Hail Mary, you can live with that, because that's one of the hardest plays to complete in football.
It looks like now they are ruling it a first down for Waltham here. Belmont, the cornerbacks really playing off their receivers. 1st and 10 for Waltham here on their 43-yard line. Clean snap. Has a man. And another first down for Waltham here, as the passing game has opened up for them.
Yeah, and I think Belmont is, again, they're going to be fine with that. That was a good tackle by Kyle Curtis to keep him in bounds. And I believe that is the last time out by Waltham, so only 14 seconds left. And they are going to be at about the 45-yard line, and they can't throw the ball in bounds. So yeah, they're probably going to have to go to a Hail Mary, or at least target the end zone right away.
Yes, there's only 14 seconds left to go. No more timeouts. It's either going to have to be a Hail Mary or a short pass, then clock it, then attempt the field goal.
Yeah, even so, 14 seconds. I don't know if that's enough time. Belmont's just got to contain them in bounds and avoid the end zone shot here. You're one tackle away from going into the half down by only 4.
And for Belmont, it's trying to avoid the mix-ups. That is what has led to the big plays for Waltham today.
Yeah, I'd assume someone's got to be covering that little tight end wheel route that we've seen work twice for almost big plays. The second one was overthrown. Somebody's got to be covering the deep ball for Belmont, because all you got to do is tackle him before the end zone in bounds, and this half is over.
As 1st and 10 for Waltham here in Belmont territory on the 45-yard line. 14 seconds left to go in the half. Waltham looking to throw here. Short pass. Has some open field and goes out of bounds. 9 seconds left to go here for Waltham here. We just took a look at the replay.
Yeah, able to run that out of bounds, take 5 seconds off the clock, and now they're inside the 30-yard line, so it's definitely getting a little bit more dangerous for Belmont defensively. You got to guard the seams and not let Waltham just get this thing walked in. Anybody that's going deep has got to be covered, and you'd assume that they're going to send everybody to the end zone here for Waltham.
For Belmont defensive backs, maybe time to start playing up a little. 1st and 10 for Waltham on their own on Belmont's 34-yard line. Waltham looking to throw, has a man wide open, goes out of bounds. 5 seconds now remain on the clock.
Yeah, Waltham's been very smart on this drive. The pass game all of a sudden is automatic. Belmont backing off defensively, and it's just a simple out route to the outside. And now you're in position where you get one more of those plays and you might find yourself in the end zone if you're Waltham.
Yeah, for Belmont, they kept playing off, 10 yards off every time. And now Waltham is in striking distance. 1st and 10 for Waltham here on Belmont's 21-yard line. 5 seconds left to go. One more play. Waltham looking towards the end zone and overshoots it as we see zeros on the clock. And Belmont survives.
Yeah, good finish to that drive by Belmont's defense. Just able to stay patient, not letting the fact that they were giving up so many yards kind of kill their egos. Able to get the stop on that last play as we go to the half.
So we're going to go to the half here in what has been a defensive showcase. We are going to turn it over to Belmont's world-renowned band, marching band. We will see you in the second half.
We welcome you back to the second half here at Harris Field, where it's 10-6 Waltham, and Belmont's ready to return this football to start the second half. Great show by the marching band as always, but Belmont's offense, only 6 points, and it was on a kick return touchdown. They're really looking to get some more points offensively here in the second half.
And really for this Belmont team, it looks like a completely new team. On the defensive side at least, they're getting pressure. They're getting to the quarterback. A couple of miscommunications have led to some big plays, but really the defense has stepped up and kept this game close.
Yeah, if you missed the first half, Waltham got the scoring started on a safety that Belmont was backed up in their own territory and just snapped it over their heads. Then they added on with a touchdown, but missed the extra point, which made it 8-0. Belmont answered right back on a kick return touchdown by Casey Regan, which made it 8-6, and then there was another safety as Belmont was backed up again and was tackled in their own end zone, which made it 10-6, as we are just about ready to get going, a couple minutes away from kickoff in the second half.
We have 2.5 minutes left to go in this halftime break.
Yeah, Belmont offensively, they had continued to try to go to the halfback toss in that first half and could not really find success. Belmont already got one big play, which was on the kick return, but we really have not seen anything explosive from them on offense. So you wonder, we saw two quarterbacks in that first half, Kyle Curtis and Casey Regan. Who's going to be manning the show in the second half, and can the quarterback get the deep ball going?
And for Waltham, it is really establishing the run. When they established the run, you saw them. They were able to move down the field. their offensive line creates holes for their runners. And then you saw towards the end of that first half there, they started to throw the ball, got all the way down to Belmont's red zone, unable to convert at the end of the first half. But you really saw them start to click things together.
Yeah, you wonder if that last drive by Waltham, in which they were able to continuously pass for first downs, although Belmont was kind of letting them get down the field and eventually led to no points, you wonder if Waltham's quarterback might be more confident as we go into the second half. So maybe Belmont's defense, watch out for the pass game. We already saw the INT. It's going to be the turnovers that decide the winner of this game. And maybe one of these teams gets a pick six or a scoop and score. You'll never know.
As Belmont is going to receive to start the second half, as they break the huddle, come back to the sideline.
Yeah, we talked about the turnovers. It did feel like there were a couple missed opportunities for both sides in that first half, like Belmont not being able to get a first down coming off the INT, and then Waltham not able to score more than 10 points when they had it in the red zone as often as they did. But yeah, both teams made mistakes in that first half, and now Belmont trying to sharpen it up as we go to the second half and just play carefree football, play loose, play fast, and get this lead right back. About 25 seconds to go before the start of the second half. Belmont will receive after they kicked off to start this game. And we already saw one kick return touchdown. Casey Regan is one of the guys back deep. As Waltham gets ready to kick it away, which has been a problem tonight.
Really not getting much distance and a whole lot of backspin.
You wonder if Waltham will try to kick it away from Regan. With Belmont having two kick returners back deep at about the 20-yard line. It's a squib kick here. It goes through the hands of Molyneux, who has to go back to get it. He drops the football, and it's still loose on the ground. Waltham says that they have it, but it's going to be Belmont football. Belmont was able to grab onto it after Molyneux let it go through his hands. And it will be Belmont ball after a shaky start to the second half.
And really, he didn't fumble it once. He fumbled it twice. First time went past, and the second time he tried to pick it up, turn up field, unable to do so. A really shaky start to the second half for Belmont.
Belmont lucky to be able to grab onto that one. You saw Waltham thought they had it initially, but the referee singling right away that Belmont did pick up the football. But again, this is not going to be great field position for them to start the second half.
Looks like Regan is going to start the second half as quarterback.
Just into the second half here at Harris Field between Belmont and Waltham. Regan back in at quarterback. He loves to run it, and we'll see if he does that right here. First down and 10, Regan takes the snap, and he's going to try and run it to the near side. He gets hit by his own blocker, and he's not going to gain much. So Regan going right to the quarterback power and not able to gain much on first down.
It's something to notice here. Belmont really trying to run it outside. You haven't seen many runs up the middle, trying to create some chaos here.
Yeah, we have not seen a lot of downfield passing from Belmont, which was kind of what we saw last season. It is a different offense, though, and we have not seen really any negatives to passing the ball down the field, except when they've lost yards to getting sacked or fumbling the ball. Regan remains in the game. We'll likely see him for most of the second half at quarterback. He sends Molyneux in motion. And he's got Melanson right behind him. He'll look to throw it on second down. There's pressure on. Regan able to scramble away. He steps up and he's got a big gain. Casey Regan a first down. Out of nothing, he's able to continue the drive for Belmont.
And a flag thrown on the play. Looks like it had something to do with the coaching staff. But about Regan, man, when he gets downfield and he gets ahead of steam, he is a tough man to tackle.
And I believe he's saying that there's some sort of sideline interference here.
Yeah, he's telling Belmont to move off the sideline. Multiple times today, the Belmont Marauders have been reminded to move off the sideline, to give the referees space to run up and down the field.
And I believe they did push Belmont back for that, so maybe a 5-yard penalty. I don't know if I've seen that before. But yeah, Casey Regan able to scramble for it. He's been doing it all today. So it'll be 1st down and 10. As Belmont gets the first down, now trying to continue the drive. And there's whistles before the snap. And Belmont calling a timeout, so they burn the first one early.
Looked like there was a bit of miscommunication between the offensive unit and the quarterbacks. The second time today they have had to burn a timeout early. And if this is a close game towards the end here, they're going to really wish they had that timeout back.
So we're just a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter here at Harris Field. As Belmont's offense has only scored 6 points, and that was in the kicking unit. So their offense trying to get points on the board for the first time today in this unit. And it feels like if they do, it's going to be behind the legs of Casey Regan. So still 1st down and 10 after the timeout. Ball is on the 25 of Belmont. 2 receivers on the bottom and 1 on the top. Again, 2 running backs on either side of Casey Regan.
We have yet to see Regan throw the ball today.
And here's the first one. It's tipped to the outside, still caught. But Waltham has their whole defense on him. That was, I believe, Jason Simmons with the catch, as he goes down pretty quickly.
And on a play like that, when the defense is right on you and it hits your hands, it's bobbled in the air, it's just safer to just bat it down instead of catching it and going for negative yards, as they lost about 2 yards on that play.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive concentration by Belmont there, able to hold on to the football. That was Trey Clark with the catch on that last one, as he continues to go out at receiver in this game. Belmont hands it off again. They don't get much with James Melanson. It's going to be 3rd down and long, as Waltham's tackling starting to come up big for them on this drive.
And on that play right there, they had Molino go the other way, trying to fool the Waltham defense with a lot of motion, but unable to gain much. And again, Belmont in these 3rd and long situations, it's going to be tough in an offense that doesn't pass the ball much.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with the decision to go away from Regan here. They called that timeout after the big play. And now 3rd down, so you wonder, feels like Belmont's forced to throw this ball. Will that mean Regan running again, or will he actually throw the ball downfield? He's got Melanson out to his right and 3 receivers on the near side. He'll look to throw it on 3rd down. He's rolling out to the near side. Has to avoid the sack. Steps up again. Casey Regan is still going. And he's got the sideline. Regan at midfield. Blockers out in front. All the way to the 30. Regan still going. And he's going to go all the way to the end zone. A touchdown from 77 yards. And Belmont takes the lead.
And Regan here putting the team on his back. He was looking to throw, he rolled out to his right, didn't see anyone, took it himself, cuts through the middle of the field, and then from there it's a foot race. And we have seen this story play out before. Regan's gonna win it every time. The unmatched speed. And just like that, Belmont is in the driver's seat here.
Casey Regan playing the game of his life so far. As we're just a couple minutes into the 3rd quarter, Belmont taking the lead with that touchdown run. And now we'll see if they go for 2 here, which they're just going to kick the extra point.
And who else but Casey Regan to take the kick? Mr. Do It All for Belmont.
Kick is on the way, and it's going to be blocked. So Regan unable to convert on that one. And Belmont does take the lead. It's going to be 12-10.
And we have really seen both kicking units today have trouble getting the ball over the line, fumbled snaps. You might start seeing more towards the end of this game, the teams start going for 2 points or going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, some trouble with the scoreboard here, as Belmont does take the lead with just 8.5 left in this 3rd quarter. So 2 touchdowns by Casey Regan, both of them probably about the same length as the kick return and the scramble, but just using his speed and proving how critical it is that Belmont keeps him with the football.
And it looks like Casey Regan is going to most likely stay as the quarterback for the rest of this game. He really does have the speed, a trait that Kyle Curtis does not have. As we're having some scoreboard troubles here at Harris Field.
Belmont ready to kick it away, and it is Casey Regan who will boot it from the 40.
As a round of applause here at the Harris Field Hopeful as they finally fixed our scoreboard issues.
Regan ready to boot it. Waltham has 2 guys out deep, both standing at their own 20. And Regan with the kickoff. It's a pretty good boot, just past the 20-yard line. Waltham will try and bring it out. Belmont has a lot of guys there, and a good tackle on the play by Amir Molino.
We've seen Waltham today have some pretty lengthy returns, so being able to tackle, the tackling has been a problem for this Belmont team. They have too many times let Waltham break through the first couple of tackles. Great job by Amir Molino there to stop him dead in his tracks.
Belmont playing with the lead, which is something that we did not see a lot, especially at home last season. And now their defense with a chance to shut this thing down, as Waltham's offense comes onto the field for the first time in the 2nd half. First down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Waltham sends a guy in motion. They'll fake it, just give it off to the running back. Doesn't have much. Again, eludes a tackle. Thrown forward. Did he ever go down? They're going to mark him down after about 5 or 6 yards.
Great tackle there by Casey Regan, but Belmont got to him at the line of scrimmage. Waltham really breaking, this Waltham running back group is breaking a lot of tackles here.
So 2nd down and medium here for Waltham. Ryan Dragone, the quarterback, also a captain, trying to get Waltham's offense going again. Just the 1 touchdown drive in the game for Waltham, a bad snap. Dragone looks to throw it down the middle. It's incomplete, and good coverage by Molino.
And really Waltham, when they try to throw it over the middle of the field, they have had no success today. It has either led to an incompletion or an interception. Good job by the Belmont defense here.
So 3rd and 5. Waltham starting to throw the ball a little more. They had success with it towards the end of the 1st half. But now a chance for Belmont to really seize the momentum in this one. It was 8-0 Waltham, and Belmont has scored 12 of the last 14 points in this one. Looking to make that more and hold Waltham off the board. 3rd and 5 from Waltham's own 31-yard line. Dragone sends a man in motion. He takes the snap. He gives it to the running back. Belmont able to get there. Pretty close to the 1st down, but Belmont's going to have him short, and Seamus Murphy was one of the guys there.
Another senior captain. It is 4th and short here, and you have to wonder, does Waltham try to go for it? It's a 2-point game, but Casey Regan has really come alive for the Marauders.
Yeah, I don't know about going for it here for Waltham, because it feels like if you're going to give the ball back to Belmont, this is not the spot where you want it to be in great field position. It is 4th and inches pretty much, so Waltham would not have to go very far to pick up a 1st.
And it looks like we are going to see the punting unit for the first time today. Waltham did have a little fake punt beforehand.
High snap handled. They do punt it away. It's a line drive kick, and there's nobody back deep for Belmont. Does it roll all the way to the end zone? And it does, just over the white line. So Belmont gets lucky there. It'll be a touchback as they get the ball back.
Belmont there looking for the punt block, unable to do so. You really have to weigh the risk-reward there. They could have fielded that ball at their own 35-yard line. Instead, they set up much deeper in their own territory at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, so now Belmont, first down and 10. They just scored their first offensive touchdown of the game, not including the kick return, but it's been all Casey Regan in terms of getting points on the board. And we'll see how much they use him in the run game on this drive.
And really, Belmont running a lot. Most teams run to set up the pass. Belmont runs to set up Casey Regan. Hopefully, maybe you can see them start to air the ball out a little.
6:22 left in this third quarter. 12-10 Belmont. And what's been a crazy game from Harris Field to open the season. Regan remains in at quarterback with a running back on either side as he sets up on first down. They go to the handoff, and that's Melanson. He'll gain a yard or two. So it'll be second down and about 8.
The holes are there for Belmont. The offensive line is creating holes, but Waltham, as soon as they see it, they plug it, and Belmont has really had some trouble running up the middle today.
Belmont has looked much more like a competent offense. It's been the O-line figuring it out on what was a very rocky first quarter and a half. So now 2nd and 7. Belmont's just got to continue getting these positive plays. 2nd and 7 for Regan. Under 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. He takes the snap. It's the same play. Waltham's got it figured out this time, though. Melanson's going to go down for a loss of a couple of yards, and it's going to be 3rd and long for Belmont.
And you see Belmont recently, going to the second quarter, they are really starting to like this 2 running back formation here, keeping Waltham on edge. Which way are they going to run? Are they going to roll out? Really throwing some surprise here at the Waltham defense, but they haven't worked.
Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and it's a 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 10 now for Belmont. We just saw Regan do it himself on a 3rd down. That went for a touchdown. They're at about the same spot here. From their own 20, Regan scrambling out to his right, throws on the run. That ball may have hit the turf.
And it is ruled incomplete. Molino had his hands on the ball the whole time. The referees think otherwise. And 4th down for Belmont.
Yeah, tough throw there, Regan. I think Waltham was ready for Regan to run the ball. He tries to fit it into a tight window, and it's just too low for Molino to make a play on it.
But you like to see this Belmont offense starting to pass a little more, starting to incorporate the rollout, really playing to Regan's strengths. And now you're going to hope that the freshman, Ronan Kelleher, can pin this Waltham defense deep.
You see Waltham's punt returner, he's just inside of midfield, so this could be trouble if Belmont's not able to get a good punt. They do get it away. It was nearly blocked. It'll land at about the 37 and keep on rolling. Just past midfield, it will start at the 49 for Waltham on offense.
Waltham there almost got to Kelleher. One of the men were left unblocked. Kelleher able to get that punt off early, had a bit of an awkward side spin, and Belmont gets the lucky bounce.
So 1st and 10 now for Waltham. Even though Belmont was not able to get points on that last drive, I feel like the run-pass combination was much better. The offensive line wasn't the best on that second play, but I feel like the play calls have been much stronger for Belmont's offense.
Yeah, Belmont has started to move away from that running back toss, more direct handoffs. So you would like to see him pass on 1st and 2nd down.
Dragon back out here on offense. As Waltham starts from around midfield, a 1st down and 10 handoff. A solid run here, and he's gonna keep on going. Belmont can't bring him down. This is gonna go all the way for a 51-yard touchdown. Wes O'Connor. And Belmont's tackling a problem on that one as Waltham retakes the lead.
There is a flag on the play, but looks like Belmont, two flags there. Looks like there was some excessive celebration and some end of the play shenanigans. But going back to that play for a second, Belmont, they had him. They had him about 5 yards. They had him at the 45-yard. Looks like they just gave up.
Yeah, I do not know what happened there. That was a great run by Wes O'Connor. But Belmont not bringing him down. I think that flag will be on the celebration.
Yes, unsportsmanlike conduct. Gonna push back the PAT.
So Waltham taking the lead right back. It's 16-12. I'd assume that they'd be going for 2 here because the extra point has not looked good. Already a miss on the day. 4:24 to go in this third quarter. A back and forth game from Harris Field to open the season. And Belmont's defense giving up a huge play on that one when they had multiple guys in position to take them down.
And now you're starting to see Belmont's small roster size come into play. It looks like the defense is more tired. A couple of injuries have accumulated. We are seeing underclassmen start to fill in those positions, especially on the offensive line. Hopefully you can see Belmont hold through here as Waltham calls a timeout.
Yeah, Waltham burning a timeout here. So both teams down 1 timeout. But both offenses have started to figure it out. Both producing a touchdown drive and both on big plays that seem to come out of nowhere. 4.5 left in the third, and Waltham looking to add on 2 to pad this lead. Seems like this one will go right down to the final minute, so I think both teams only having 2 timeouts remaining is pretty noteworthy. And both of them were on plays where the clock would not have been running anyway.
And for Belmont here, it is time to hit the reset button off the offense here. You'd hopefully like to see the offense start to sling the ball a little more instead of running it.
Waltham's offense on the field here. See if they are going for 2. Seems like the timeout would indicate they are.
And this is a big 2-point conversion because if they get this is a 6-point game. And if Belmont scores a touchdown, there is no guarantee that they're going to get the point after. So Waltham here trying to create some separation in the scoreboard.
Yeah, this essentially would give them a touchdown lead because Belmont, neither team has shown much confidence in their extra point game or kicking game in general. 2-point conversion here for Waltham. Trying to go up by 6. Running back out to the right. They take the snap, scramble out. It's an option flip out towards the pylon, and he's going to be into the end zone. Or out of bounds. That might be a fumble.
And there's some flags, some laundry on the field, some after the play antics. I believe they're going to call a late hit on Amir Molino. Laid that guy out, but the Waltham player was clearly in the end zone before he made that tackle as the referees converse.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, but you saw the referee give the touchback signal, so they're going to meet up here.
And for Belmont, if those 2 points count, it just hurts ever so much. Because when they do get their touchdowns, they have had trouble on the 2-point conversions. As now we're going to hear the verdict.
And the 2-point try is good. See what they do with the flags. So it's going to be offsetting penalties here. Unnecessary roughness, I believe, was the call. But the 2-point try is good, which pads the Waltham lead to 18-12. So they get 8 on the drive with 4.5 to go here in the third quarter.
And now for Belmont here, just trying to build some momentum. This game's going to come down to the wire, and you cannot have a stagnant offense.
Waltham ready to kick this thing away. Belmont's offense has felt much better ever since really the start of the second quarter, kind of midway through. They started to use Casey Regan a lot more, and he's been the player of the game for Belmont so far, but it doesn't mean anything if Belmont can't win the game. A delay for the penalties after the 2-point conversion, and now Waltham taking it away. We saw trouble with the kickoff return last possession for Belmont with the fumble, and now they're lining up in a different formation.
It looks like Waltham moved deep back. Looks like there were multiple unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on Waltham, and this is a big break for Belmont. Assuming Waltham's going to squib kick it, if they can field it cleanly, they're going to be set up in very good field position.
Yeah, you wonder, they have Regan directly behind Amir Molino, if they're just trying to get Regan the ball here. As Waltham kicks it off from their own 25 instead of the 40. Leading by 6. And the kickoff. It's a line drive kick. Dropped initially, still on the deck, and Belmont just has to fall on it. So they'll get the ball at their own 48. Pretty good field position for their second chance here in the second half.
Fielded by John Cassidy there. At first he muffed it, able to fall on the ball though, and Belmont in good position here.
Starting from the 47, they just got to keep this thing past the sticks. They can't afford to go behind the line. I do notice Kyle Curtis is coming back into the game.
Looks like Belmont hopefully trying to start throwing the ball a little more, and Kyle Curtis is now coming off the field. Looks like a little miscommunication there, maybe trying to throw the defense off. As out comes Casey Regan.
Yeah, you wonder with Regan if, because his success today has been when you got him the ball, not necessarily throwing it. So you wonder if putting him at running back might make him more effective. But he's trying to show off the passing game here. He empties the backfield on 1st down and 10.
We've seen this a lot from Belmont last year with Wyatt Sclafani, where you just take it himself.
Regan scrambling out to the left. He's going to try and take off. Regan gets to the sideline and gets another good gain. It's a pickup of about 6, and it'll be second and manageable for Belmont.
Belmont trying to find different ways to get Regan the ball, whether it's a QB take, a read option. He is your star player, and he needs to be handling the ball.
So it'll be second down and about 4 from the 46 of Waltham. 2nd and 3 is the marking. I'd assume that once they have past midfield, it would be 4-down territory.
As something of note, Regan has come down to the sideline and is laying on the ground right now, receiving medical attention. So out comes Kyle Curtis.
Yeah, hopefully he just cramped up. That's an awful feeling, but hopefully he's able to return Curtis into the game. 2nd and 3 from the 45-yard line. He turns around and gives it off, and it's a solid run for Melanson. He's going to pick up the 1st down for Belmont.
And here towards the end of the game, you're going to see this more with the Belmont players. They do not have a lot of upperclassmen, so the upperclassmen they do have are forced to play both sides of the ball, which is going to lead to a lot of injuries, a lot of crampings, which we have already seen today.
Yeah, the crowd here at Harris Field trying to cheer on Casey Regan as he starts to move around on the sideline. It continues to be Kyle Curtis who leads this Belmont offense onto the field, 1st and 10. From the 41 of Waltham, a golden opportunity for Belmont to get back in this game, trailing by 6. 2.5 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Molino goes in motion, he's in the slot. Curtis takes the high snap, he scrambles out to the near side, and Curtis drops the ball! It's still loose! Waltham trying to get on it, and it looks like they do. Kyle Curtis fumbling the ball when there was nobody within 5 yards of him, and Waltham takes over on the fumble.
Wasn't a clean snap to begin with. Curtis had to jump up to get that snap. And then you could see as he was running to the side, he was playing with the ball, turning it in his hands, trying to get the laces. Looks like there he just got scared, looked up, saw a guy in front of him, and then just let go of the ball. And what was great field position for Belmont has now turned over to great field position for Waltham.
And Regan comes back on the field defensively. You wonder if he had been in. He's more of a natural runner. Maybe that wouldn't have happened. So unfortunate for Belmont, but their defense is going to have to step up here. First and 10 for Waltham. Couple of guys in the backfield here, kind of similar to what we saw from Belmont's offense earlier. And first and 10 now. Dragon takes the snap, he wants to throw it deep. Steps up towards the sideline, and that goes right through the hands of Jaden Sefuma.
And we have seen this a few times today. Waltham gets open, they have open receivers, and it just goes through their hands or bounces off their shoulder pads. Something they're definitely going to work on in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, a couple of times where it's been pretty good throws from Ryan Dragon. He's done a decent job since the INT of not putting the ball in harm's way. Second and 10 now. Waltham again taking a while to get set, not wanting to burn a second timeout. Dragon with the running back off to his right, that's Austin Lucenti. And a second down and 10 from the 43. Man in motion, fake it to him. Dragon's gonna try and keep it, scrambles out, little dump off, that's complete. That'll go for a first down as they flip it off to Ryan Ranucci.
As we're taking a look at the replay here. And really for Belmont, this misdirections, this pre-snap motions from Waltham are really starting to mess with them here.
Yeah, we saw the jet touch pass earlier from Waltham, and I think Belmont might have been expecting that there. Instead, it's just another good job by Dragon to make the smart throw. First and 10, under 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. And Waltham approaching the red zone. Hand it off on a little jet sweep. Good tackle on the play by Casey Regan at about the 30-yard line.
Regan a little shaken up there, though, getting up. Looks like he's okay. And really, Waltham's starting to string together some positive plays.
Yeah, Regan, you got to admire battling, going back out on defense and making the tackle there. Second and 7, under a minute left in this third. Belmont's defense just cannot allow points here, and you'd think that the field goal is out of the equation. So you really just got to keep them out of the end zone.
For Belmont, it's got to be getting out of this quarter. We have 40 seconds left.
Second down and 7. Dragon is going to look to throw it deep. He's got a man down there, and it's caught. A broken tackle and into the end zone for Jaden Senfuma.
And Waltham multiple times today has targeted the sophomore, Malcolm Ware. There, they just threw it up. Ware had his head turned to the ball, unable to locate it. And Waltham came down, and just like that, this game is getting out of reach.
It is a two-score game now, 24-12. And they are going to try an extra point here. You wonder if they figured something out at the half. It's going to be Jack Bowman on to kick it to make it a 13-point lead.
Clean snap.
Kick is on the way, and it is no good again. So Waltham goes right back to the cookie jar and again comes up empty-handed. And it remains 24-12 Waltham after the touchdown drive.
And for Belmont, it really feels like this is a must-score drive. The defense is starting to give up some big plays. For the offense, you want the offense here to bring some momentum to the team, bring some life. It's only a 2-score game.
Yeah, it feels like you just need one more touchdown drive. 30 seconds left, so you got about 12 and a half to go, including the fourth quarter. So for Belmont, if you can get one touchdown and all of a sudden get that feeling of a 1-score game back, then you're in a pretty good spot. But you got to get points on this drive and pretty much the rest of the game.
But for Belmont, another thing, just taking some time off the clock, giving their defense a rest. Even though a lot of players do play both sides of the ball for Belmont, they do have a couple of defense specialists. Hopefully can give those guys a break, let them catch their breath.
30 seconds to go in this third quarter. So maybe a play or two for Belmont before we go to the fourth. As we got a birthday in the crowd here today at Harris Field. Waltham ready to kick it off. Right back to Belmont, who's looking to get back on the scoreboard. There's the kickoff. It'll be returned by Casey Regan. He makes another man miss, but this time cannot get much. He's down at about the 33.
As a Waltham player's helmet does pop off. And for Belmont, you have to start looking towards the pass game a little more. It cannot just be these rollout plays. They have to have some designed runs. They gotta start pushing the ball down the field.
Yeah, you wonder, do we see Kyle Curtis even if Casey Regan is healthy enough to go? It looks like Regan's gonna go back out there.
Even though Curtis is a more pure passer, Regan gives you that run game ability, always keeps the defense on their toes. As Regan is out there again.
1st and 10 Belmont with 23 seconds to go in the third quarter, likely the final play before the fourth. Regan has an empty backfield on 1st down. He looks to throw it. This play is stopped. As the ball was snapped, and it's going to be a false start on Belmont to push him back.
And the mental mistakes have been killing Belmont today. This is the 3rd time that before drive has even started, Belmont has been backed up.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to get with an inexperienced offensive line. It's hurt Belmont in that fashion today, and it's also hurt them on the field. So now 1st and 15, not how you wanted to start this drive. We're down to 21 seconds to go in the quarter. It's the same formation. It would have been a screen pass on the last one. You'd think they would change it up here. 1st down and 15 from their own 29-yard line.
And a rare sight from Belmont, the empty backfield. We saw it once today, but you usually see at least one running back in the backfield for Belmont. Maybe they're switching things up.
So Regan empties out the backfield on 1st down and 15. You want to get some of the penalty yardages back here and keep this drive moving. Regan scrambling out again to the near side. He's going to try and turn the corner. And Regan, who's done that so well today, is able to pick up a couple of yards.
And shaking up on the play there is Regan, but you really see his speed. He is lightning quick, able to get past the defensive end and break into the 2nd level there.
Yeah, Regan really coming into his own in this game. We saw spurts of him last year and saw how electric he could be in the run game. Picked up 8 yards there, so now 2nd and 7, much more manageable after the penalty.
Regan, the only player on this team with 2+ years of varsity experience. He played as a sophomore on the Middlesex League winning team 2 years ago.
2nd down and 7, empty backfield again. He's going to run it from the start, and he's going to be chased down. Taken down from the ankles after maybe a yard, and that is going to take us to the end of this third quarter.
And really with Belmont, they're starting to become predictable. You can see they're really trying to look for Regan to run the ball. Maybe it's time to switch it up. Maybe a pass play. Haven't seen a lot of those.
We go to the fourth quarter here at Harris Field. Belmont trying to rally, trailing 24-12 to Waltham. As we go to the fourth, Belmont needing a late rally to start the season 1-0.
And really for Belmont, this is a step up from last year. In a game like this last year, it would be 40-0. Belmont really competing, fighting, making it a competitive ball game, something that we did not see last year.
Yeah, that's a great point. Just being able to compete in this game. You shouldn't be down by 2 scores right now, but even so, you have a shot coming into this fourth quarter to try and win this game. And we saw a lot of those home games last year were already over by this point. Belmont only down 12. That's 2 touchdown drives that they need to pull off a comeback tonight. The teams switch sides. It'll be a 3rd and 7 for Belmont from their own 37-yard line. And what feels like a critical play in this game coming up.
And for Belmont, it's just moving the chains. We have yet to see them get a first down. I don't believe they have gone a first down this game. There's been a whole lot of 3rd and outs.
3rd down and 7. Regan coming to the near side. He's going to try and run. The change of direction for Regan got him close to the first down. We'll see if they give it to him.
And man, Regan is very shifty there in the backfield. Made a man slip.
And they're going to give him the first down here. Casey Regan, the change of direction. He's just too quick for those linemen. Picking up the first down yet again. As we go into this fourth quarter. 1st and 10 for Belmont. They need a touchdown on this drive.
A big 3rd down there, building some momentum for Belmont. Hopefully they can capitalize.
The junior James Melanson in the backfield. Regan's going to look to throw it. Scrambling in the near side again. Regan takes off. He's still in bounds. Near the sticks is going to be a couple yards short of the first down.
And you see Belmont starting to change their play calls a little. Before, if that was first down, they would have run it. Now they're looking to throw the ball. They're having Regan move outside of the pocket, having him using his playmaking abilities here. And Belmont is on the move.
Yeah, that's what we like to see out of this Belmont offense, is you're not showing Regan that he's definitely going to run right at the snap. You're letting him scramble out and give at least an option at a throw and keeping Waltham's defense balanced. 2nd down and 2 from just past midfield. 2 running backs in the backfield with Regan. As he looks to convert a first down, gives it off James Melanson. He's going to get through the line and get awfully close to a first down. We'll see if they give it to him. And it's, going to be a first down here.
That's something to look at, though. Number 54, the senior captain, David Maya, is a little shaken up. And out comes Kyle Curtis.
Yeah, we'll see. Regan getting a little break there. You wonder if Curtis will come in and play quarterback, but hopefully Regan can continue playing this game. Belmont really needs him.
Kyle Curtis has played wide receiver, though, before.
Also a strong defensive back. And Curtis will line up as a receiver here on 1st down and 10 from the Waltham 45. Regan takes the snap. He's back to pass. Scrambling out. He's going to be thrown down. It's a sack for Waltham. Back inside of Belmont's 45. A loss of over 10 yards. And Waltham's defense comes up huge.
And really for Regan, no time there. Not even enough time to let the play develop. As soon as he snapped it, the Waltham was right in his face, tried to make a play, but that just results in a big loss. It's something that Belmont is going to have to avoid if they want success this season.
2nd and a lot here for Belmont with under 9 minutes to go in the game. And a drive that Belmont feels like they need to score because they're running out of time to cut into this Waltham lead. 2nd and 21 here. An empty backfield for Regan. And a timeout on the play. Looks like Belmont again. That's their 2nd timeout with 8.5 to go in the game. And a 2nd down and 21 coming up.
And Coach Francois Joseph has been getting more animate on the sideline here. Maybe sensing some frustration from this Belmont coaching staff. There's been multiple times this game where they have had miscommunications with their players, forced to burn another timeout here. And in a close game like this, you want to have all the timeouts that you can going late into this game.
Still 8:32 to go, but Belmont only having 1 timeout after this break. And that might come back to bite them in the long run, as Waltham, potentially when they get this ball back, would have a chance to run the clock all the way to 000s.
And for Belmont, it really seems like this is the time you let Regan just start throwing the ball, hopefully getting some momentum here. The short passing game has not been working today for Belmont. And in a 2nd and 21 scenario like this, it's time to let that ball go loose.
Yeah, they need one of these big plays. They've had a couple of them thanks to the legs of Casey Regan today. But the passing game has been unable to produce big plays. They empty the backfield out here. Regan will take the snap with Molino in motion. They fake it to him, and a little bit of a stumble there. Regan's gonna go down again, inside his 40, and Belmont continues to go the wrong way. There is a flag down.
There was some taunting from Waltham at the end of the play. They were standing over Regan. But there, that play just blew up from the start. A bit of a mishandling the ball by Regan. It kind of got stuck on Molino. And from there, it was just no good. But the flag on the play, taunting from Waltham. 15-yard penalty gives Belmont a new lease on life here.
Yeah, that's a huge play in this game. I mean, you cannot have that. If you're Waltham, you have to assume that the coach is going to talk to the player about that. But 15 yards from what would have been a 3rd and 30. And I believe it still will be 3rd down, but definitely much more manageable for Belmont here.
And for Belmont, you got to ask for at least a second of protection here. Over these past 2 plays, Waltham has just run through them.
Yes, they have. And you got to keep Regan off the deck because he was injured earlier in this game. So you wonder if back-to-back sacks are taking a toll on his run game too.
And it is 4-down territory this late into the game. So you do not necessarily need to pick it up all in one play.
3rd down and 11 here. So 2 tries for 11 yards. There's 7:45 to go in the game. Regan scrambling to the far side. He wants to throw. He's got a man wide open, but he missed him. He would have had at least 20 yards and a 1st down. And Elijah Pierre was hanging himself wide open, and Regan threw it too far.
Looked like on that play, Pierre kind of just stutter-stepped a little. But a great game from Pierre. Multiple times in this game, he has been open. Unable to connect with him, though.
Yeah, that's one of those plays where maybe as you get further into the season, you're able to build that chemistry. But yeah, Pierre, he kind of just looked unsure as he was so wide open. I don't think he expected that. But now 4th down and pretty much your ball game right here. From the 46, Belmont needs 11 yards. And they need the Waltham 35 to stay afloat in this game. Regan takes the snap, whistles before the snap. Probably another false start.
And another false start. And really for Belmont, the mental mistakes have taken a toll. This is the 4th time this game. And they were really, Belmont was in a fortunate opportunity with that taunting call, and they just kicked themselves in the foot.
So now 4th and 16.
And they're going to, they have Ronan Kelleher on the field, and they're going to punt it.
Well, let's see what they do here. If they do punt it, that is not a great decision by Belmont.
And it looks like they're going to punt it. They're going to have the freshman come out here, and with 7.5 minutes to go in this game, why not just give it a shot?
Yeah, in essence, and you're basically just punting away the game here, not just the ball. 7:36 to go, and you're quitting on the drive. There's the punt, nearly gets blocked.
Almost blocked.
It'll land inside the 40. Keep on rolling. It was nearly fumbled. There are multiple flags coming in.
Oh, and a little bit of post-play activity there, some extracurricular activity. But in that punt call, Coach Joseph here, head coach Joseph here, is putting his faith in his defense. And it looks like things are starting to get chippy between Casey Regan and the Waltham Hawks.
Yeah, I think that's just frustration for Regan. You're not able to stay on the field. Maybe you should have at least gotten a shot on that 4th down. But now 7:25 to go, and the Belmont defense forced to be basically perfect. You got to get Waltham off the field quickly, and then hopefully get better field position for the offense.
Set up in some good field position. That there was some activity after the play, and it's most likely going to be unnecessary roughness on Casey Regan. He brought the man that he was with, he brought him to the ground and then kind of wrestled him a little.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. Seemed like a big block initially by Regan. Maybe some retaliation from the Waltham side. There's 7:25 to go in this game. 24-12 Waltham.
Personal foul on Waltham. And they're going to offset penalties. First down for Waltham.
Yeah, we went into this second half. It was 10-6 Waltham. Belmont took the lead on a Casey Regan scramble touchdown. That's where they're at 12 right now. But then a couple of touchdowns for Waltham has given them a 12-point advantage.
And for Belmont here, just trying to keep Waltham in their own territory, pin them and get the ball back. There is 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this game. Not a whole lot of time, but that's still some time on the clock here for Belmont's offense to pull together a drive and maybe get lucky.
1st and 10 Waltham from their own 11-yard line. They're going, well handed off here. Belmont's got him at the line, but again, they can't bring him down initially. This time they do, though. Seamus Murphy was one of the guys there, not much on the play.
And for Waltham, it's really just chewing the clock. Tick, 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 tick. The clock is still running here for Waltham. They're just going to keep running it and pounding the ball into this Belmont defensive line. Every time they run it up the middle, they get 3 to 4 yards.
Yeah, gained it 2 on the play. There's 7 minutes and counting on the clock. And it'll be 2nd and 8, Waltham from their own 13-yard line. I think the best case scenario for Belmont here is a turnover. But Waltham may just be running the ball to the end of this game.
Waltham here just shoot off 40 seconds off the clock here. Started the drive with 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Now under 6.5.
Waltham takes the snap. Dragon's going to look to throw to the far sideline. He's got a man, but it's just too far. Off the fingertips, and great coverage on the play by Belmont's Elijah Pierre.
Right there, Elijah, stride for stride with that man. Made it hard for him to get that ball. He could only get one hand up there to try to corral it down. Unable to do so. And a bit of a questionable call from Waltham. Why wouldn't they just keep running it?
I think that was an option play where Dragon decided to throw it. And it was a pretty good throw. It was just excellent coverage by Pierre. So it'll be 3rd down as the clock stopped at 6:19.
And a big 3rd down for Waltham and for Belmont. If Waltham picks up this 3rd down, we could see another 2 to 3 minutes come off this clock.
Yeah, this is a huge play in the game. Can Belmont get off the field? And a flag down. I think that was an illegal formation call. And yes, it was. So Waltham's going to be pushed back even further into their own territory.
And really, for Belmont, you have to capitalize now. Both teams have made mistakes in this game. Waltham with the latest one. Hopefully Belmont can pin them deep and win this field position battle.
So it'll be 3rd down and 13 here. See how aggressive Waltham is. They just go to the handoff. There's another flag down. 2
flags, 1 from each side of the field.
A couple of yards on the play, maybe 5.
Well, let's see what the flag is. Looks like it's going to be on Waltham. And if you're Coach Joseph, you're going to most likely want to decline this and force him to punt.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move. They're going to be punting from about their own 13, so you'd think Belmont would get it inside their own territory at midfield. But that's a great job by Belmont's defense, and the penalty stops the clock as well at 6:11.
And really, for Belmont, we've seen them attempt the punt block a couple of times today. For the first time tonight, we are finally going to see a return man. It's going to be who else but Casey Regan, Mr. Do-It-All for Belmont.
Yeah, Belmont's going to have great field position either way. Again, a blocked punt would be huge here. But you got to watch out for Regan back deep. Waltham ready to punt it. There's the snap. Punts away cleanly. It's over the head of Regan, over towards the sideline. That's going to take a Waltham bounce inside the 40. And a great punt there by Waltham, all the way down to the 39.
And really, Waltham's kicking unit, they get that front spin, and it helps them get the bounce. Belmont, on the other hand, has really had a lot of backspin kicks today, which has caused some field position issues. But now Belmont set up in have some good field position here. Under 6 minutes to go in this game.
Yeah, I'd say Belmont from here, you got 5:41 to go on the clock, and you need 2 touchdowns and the stop. So if you can get the touchdown on the board in 2 or 3 minutes, then you're in great shape, but that's going to take a lot of work from Casey Regan and company.
And then if they do get that touchdown, you look towards the onside kick. We have seen some crazy stuff happen tonight. Maybe they get lucky, but first they need to score this touchdown.
All focus on this drive for Belmont. If they don't score a touchdown here, the game is essentially over. Regan takes the snap, tosses it to the outside. Amir Molinow's got it, trying to get him in space. And he'll gain 4 or 5 yards. He's still on his feet, and he fumbled the ball.
What?
Is that ball live? It's a scramble for it. Most of the players seem to think that ball was dead.
I think Molino just rolled over on that Waltham guy. He never touched the ground. He just kind of tumbled over him. And the officials are going to take a timeout to converse. And that is the product that they want to get from this little halfback toss. They haven't been getting a lot of it today. First time that we've seen this play broken off for a ton of yards, and now Molino is shaken up here.
Yeah, I think both teams caught a break there because Molino, most of the players on Waltham's defense thought that ball was down and it was dead. Molino kept going and lucky to retain the football after the fumble, but a first down for Belmont.
But really had the big opportunity to take that to the crib. Fortunately unable to do so.
5 minutes to go in the game. James Melanson's got the football on a run. He'll gain maybe a yard, and a flag comes in yet again.
Man, we have seen a lot of flags today.
It's going to stop the clock again. We're 5 minutes to go.
And a personal foul on Belmont on second down now. And every time Belmont seems to get some positive momentum here, they keep kicking themselves in the foot.
So they called the flag after the 1 yard run. It's the personal foul. I believe it would stay first down, but we'll see how they mark it.
5 minutes left to go in this game. And for Belmont, fighting till the final whistle. And they are moved way back into their own territory.
Yeah, they're going to call that an after-the-play penalty, 15 yards and the loss of down. So 2nd down and 25 now.
And that is just a killer for this Belmont offense, which has had a lot of trouble moving the ball today. Looks like we're going to switch up the quarterbacks here to senior captain Kyle Curtis.
Curtis comes in, he's ready to throw it, launches towards the sideline. Waltham had their hands all over it. It's incomplete, intended for Casey Regan.
Right there, Regan double covered. Seems like Curtis was kind of just trying to force that ball in a hole that wasn't there.
Yeah, that was just from the jump. Kyle Curtis, he wanted to throw to Casey Regan. That's Belmont's playmaker on offense, even in the receiving game. But Waltham was ready for it. Had 2 guys all over Casey Regan.
And now here's the question, who do you go with at quarterback? Do you go with Regan or do you go with Curtis?
Regan kind of limps onto the field here. Curtis on the field as well. And it's going to be Kyle Curtis with Regan in as a receiver. 3rd down and 25 for Belmont. Curtis wants to throw it to the outside. It's caught. And that will get some of the yardage back. Amir Molino. It'll be 4th down and just under 15.
Bit of a low ball there for Molino. Kind of had to turn towards the ball there. Didn't get him in stride. If he was in stride, he would have gone a lot more. But now for Belmont, it is do or die at this point in the game.
Yeah, that was a low throw by Curtis. Just a good job by Molino to make that catch. It's going to be 4th and 17.
And both of Belmont's quarterbacks are on the sideline.
So what do they do here?
It looks like they are...
Looks like Regan's cramps were coming up again on the sideline. You can see him down.
Wondering who's... This looks like number 19.
They're calling towards the sideline, trying to get someone in at quarterback.
I believe they are going to punt it away. They have the sophomore Shane Heisler in there. He is the backup kicker slash punter. And with 3 minutes to go in this game, you punt it away?
Belmont punts it, and it goes maybe 5 yards, and it's going to roll backwards.
Had a side spin and really have to be questioning Francois Joseph there, the head coach. Why not just throw it? Why not give your offense a chance to make a play?
Yeah, that just sums up how this 4th quarter is gone. They try to punt the ball. Maybe you get some field position, maybe a fumble on the punt. Instead, the punt takes you to the line of scrimmage pretty much. You get no yards, and Waltham has this ball with 3 minutes to go. Can pretty much ice this game out with a 2-score lead.
3 minutes left in the game, a 2-score game, and you punt it.
Doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. 1st down and 10 for Waltham at the Belmont 45.
Guessing head coach Francois Joseph has a lot of faith in his defense to get a takeaway or a quick stop. Belmont is down to their last timeout, though. And this is the scenarios we were talking about this whole game. You burn your 2 timeouts early, and now you're in a situation like this where you could have really used those 2 timeouts.
Yeah, you wonder if the injury to Regan played a factor in that decision without any quarterbacks on the field for Belmont on that one. 1st down and 10 for Waltham. With under 3 minutes to go in the game, they go right back to the handoff to the outside. He's going to turn the corner again. It's a 1st down and a lot more. Belmont trying to push him out of bounds. They eventually do. It's a gain of about 15 yards for Waltham as they give it right back to Austin Lucenti.
And there for Belmont, seeing a lot of second stringers come in now, as most of the first string guys are banged up. Injuries to offensive linemen like Deacon Marcero, Patrick McKinnon, the defensive back, has been injured. Casey Regan injured. Really seeing this Belmont roster depleted in game 1. We've seen number 0, Amir Molino, out multiple times in this game.
First and 10 for Waltham with 2:45 to go in the game. Clock stopped. Jagon takes the snap, goes right back to the handoff. Lucenti's still going. He's going to gain a solid gain on that one. That'll be second and medium from here.
Tick, 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 tick. As we have reached the 2.5 minute point here left in the game. As it looks like Belmont's 292-day wait for their last win is going to continue here at Harris Field. Belmont, next week they go to Somerville, and their next home game will be October 26th. That is a Friday, 6:30 kickoff. It is senior night against Lexington.
Second down and 3. Under 2 minutes to go in this game. Hand it off to Lucenti again. He'll gain a couple of yards, and it'll be third down and short as the clock continues to roll. Under 2 minutes in the game.
And for Belmont, an all right start to the season, really. There were some positives to gain from this game, but towards the stretch we saw their depth, a problem that has nagged them for the past 2 years, come into effect again.
Under a minute and a half as Waltham taking their time as they should with a 2-score lead. 3rd and 1. This could be the last play of the game if Waltham picks up the first down. Then they could go to the knee right after that. As we come up on a minute remaining. 3rd and 1. Dragon takes the snap, hands it off to Lucenti, who's got the outside. He's going to pick up the first down. As we go under a minute to go, we'll have one more play, and Waltham will get out of here with the win.
And really, the main talking point of this game, 3 minutes left to go in the game, 2-score game, you're at around midfield and you punt it away. That is going to be the major takeaway from otherwise a pretty solid performance from the Belmont Marauders considering last season's 2-9 season. And it's only going to get harder from here. When they go into league play, they have to play teams like Reading, who put a 60 bomb on them, Winchester, Arlington. All these teams have made the playoffs the past couple of years, so it only gets harder for Belmont from here.
As we go to the final play of the game, they go right back to the handoff. Lucenti is going to get another good gain inside the 10, and that's going to wrap this game up. So Waltham takes it. Today's coverage was brought to you by Belmont Media Center, our staff and volunteers, Belmont High School students and parents. BHS Sports TV depends on volunteers. If you'd like to join the crew for a game or two, please call Belmont Media Center at 617-484-2443 and or send an email to Jeremy Meserve at jeremy@belmontmedia.org. Major funding for Belmont Media Center is provided by Comcast, Verizon through the town of Belmont, and by community and business sponsors and donors, and by you. Thank you. Belmont Media Center is your nonprofit media center serving the town. Schools and residents of Belmont, donate today at belmontmedia.org/donate. Donate to Belmont Media on Venmo. Thank you for watching. I'm Isaac Meretta.
I'm Aram Parnagian. Have a good night, everyone.